Welcome to Remedies Men Health Talks. This is the last of our talks about men's health issues. We're talking cancer today. I'm Tom.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Simon.
Yeah. So, guys, cancer. We've just been having a little chat about some of the things that are important. What's your take on the cancer issues for men?
Well, cancer's prevalent among both men and women. And there are certain cancers that obviously will affect men more than women, things like testicular cancer and prostate cancer. They're quite big in terms of the percentage of deaths, which is great.
Yeah, I think the distinction between cancer in males and cancer in females is not so much the incidence of occurrence or the death rate. It's more about the way that men and women approach the risk of cancer and then the treatment of cancer in the early stages. So I think men tend to be reluctant to approach health professionals or to seek help if they notice something is unusual. So they'll often leave it a bit longer. Tend to be a little bit more blasé around things like skin problems, problems with the bowel, problems with passing urine, things like that. We just tend to ignore them and hope they'll go away, and then when it becomes unavoidable, then finally we go get it checked out, and often things have got worse than they need to be.
Yeah, I think it's really important to note that when a cancer is observable, you can see it, particularly the solid cancers, it's life-threatening. So, the size of a cancer, when it's of the size that affects things like your bowel function or causes bleeding or those type of things, then it actually is a life-threatening condition. I mean, some of those growths can be benign, they'll just grow without breaking up and spreading around your body. Obviously, those ones that are in a vital area, maybe blocking an important organ, or those things can also be life-threatening. Maybe a benign tumour in your brain can be a life-threatening thing as well. But the whole, what you're saying is, don't delay going to the doctor or getting it checked out. Important to talk about it. This is that thing we're talking about. We've talked about all month. Talk to somebody. Yeah. What sort of screenings, Ben? What sort of screening things are out there for checking for cancers?
Yeah, well, there's a whole range depending on the kind of cancer that you may or may not have. Prostate screening is a really important one that happens at a particular age. Which age?
Over 45, I think. If you've got a family history, and 50 if you've non-family history. Just for every man. So we recommend. Bit uncomfortable. It's not a particularly nice one to have, but it's important, because if you can detect that prostate cancer, which is reasonably common among men, then you can avert the life-threatening thing. And I personally know a number of people who have had life-threatening prostate cancers and had to have them removed. So,
Yeah, particularly I think those cancers that happen at a younger age tend to be the ones that progress more rapidly. So if you're at that sort of turning point age of do I or don't I, particularly if you're having any symptoms, you'd want to get that checked out rather than think, I'm too young, because it may be something that is accelerating.
There's some statistics around Māori and their detection of cancers in Māori, and the survival from cancers in Māori. And there's some statistics that show that Māori tend to have diagnosed later, so their cancers tend to be diagnosed later, in later stages,
Yep.
so more life-threatening stages. And then when they actually do have a diagnosis, then they're more likely to die from that, or die earlier from it. And so that says something about maybe the system and the way it engages with Māori people, that the screening process may be not reaching people. There might be reticence or maybe a nervousness about going and getting screened from medical professionals. My advice around cancer is life-threatening. It can rob you of your interactions with your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren. You know, they might not grow up knowing their grandfather, or you know, they might not know them because of cancer. So go to the doctor. If you have any concerns, just go and let the doctors do the screening, and then if you get some advice about what to do, you know, if you can follow that advice.
Cool. It's our last talk here in the Remedy Lounge about men's health. I just want to thank everyone who's been following us throughout these last 4 weeks. It's been a great time, good to chat, and just a reminder that men's health really does matter, and go and get your checkups when you as soon as possible, really. Thanks.
Hey, we've got to the end of the month of Movember, and the time has come to shave off that growth. And we've been talking about stuff, and it's a little bit like me taking this moustache off. It's time to actually take off the things that you're concealing behind those walls that you're not talking about, and make it plain to the people around you of the stuff that you're going through, the concerns you have about your health, the concerns you have about your relationships. We'll do the thing now. We'll shave this off. Oh, yeah, take that off. I think that about does it. All gone.